It's a snowy day here in Kansas City as the Raiders are coming to town to take on the Chiefs in a huge, meaningful game for both these teams. In our final simulated game last week, we took on the Chargers, and unfortunately, it was a one-score loss. And despite Justin Herbert not throwing for a touchdown in the game, we were unable to get the job done. We fall to 8-7. But we still remain in the playoff hunt, and we are very much in the playoffs right now. And essentially, looking at how it's going, we just need one win. And I think one win is going to get us into the playoffs if it can happen. But it's not going to be easy, as the Chiefs right now are competing for the 1 seed. And we're definitely going to be trotting out their starters today. And obviously, they'd also take great pride in knocking off one of their rivals and making sure they can't get into the playoffs. It's going to be the Chiefs fighting for the 1 seed versus the Raiders fighting for a wild card spot up next. And of course, the Chiefs are led by Patrick Mahomes, who's had another MVP caliber season. I mean, it's just the usual for him at this point. 37 touchdowns, 6 picks. He is essentially going to go for about 4,500 yards, 40-plus touchdowns on the season by its end, as Mahomes will hand it off in the first play to Isaiah Pacheco, who's become a very nice running back in this Chiefs offense. Now second down, spreading the field, Mahomes to throw, and he will throw Travis Kelce's way, and Kelce is going to run by everyone, and he beats Devin Bush, runs by Moore, who took an awful angle, and it's going to be a touchdown Chiefs already. We had Devin Bush in coverage, and of course he wasn't going to be able to cover him, but Morig, this angle is abysmal. And Chiefs up 7-0, a disastrous start, as Thomas DeShong now, 2 plays into the game, is going to come out with a deficit to overcome in the snow with this loud crowd. DeShong, 21 touchdowns, 11 picks. He's had a great rookie season, and we're going to hope he can push us to the playoffs, as DeShong will hand off Josh Jacobs on his first carry of the season. He's one of the league's leading rushers, trying to go for that rushing title potentially, as DeShong now pulls and keeps. He's got a lot of room, and Thomas DeShong will head out of bounds, and he gets a good run to start his day, as DeShong will throw now, rolling left, and he will fire to an open man. That's it, Jacoby Myers for a first down, and already down inside the 30-yard line. The handoff, Josh Jacobs, and Jacobs will go inside for a gain of 3, pistol formation. DeShong to the air now, and he will throw to Michael Mayer, who's got us in the red zone now at the 11-yard line. And DeShong will now roll right and just throw it away. He had to get rid of that one. Smart decision from DeShong. Now second down, to the air. DeShong's going to go, and he sees a big lane up the middle, and Thomas DeShong, touchdown Raiders. And 2 quick strikes by both teams, and are we in for a bit of a shootout today? Raiders don't want to have their playoff hopes dashed by their rival Chiefs, as Mahomes in the first play of the drive will throw quick outside wide open as Kadarius Toney has just enough for the first down. And with Pacheco in the backfield, they will hand to him. And Pacheco will break the tackle of Marietta and get brought down. It takes 2 men to get him down. Now 2nd and 2. Mahomes throwing quick. Travis Kelce, who, despite Travis Kelce being older and older and being this all-pro tight end, he's on track to have one of his best seasons, as we've seen his stats as we introed the game, and I think that was his 15th touchdown of the year. But Isaiah Pacheco on an angle route has a first down and a 22-yard gain. Mahomes moving his team down the field as he runs ahead, getting 7 yards. And for one of the league's worst defenses, it's going to be a tough challenge trying to stop this Chiefs offense. Is now Mahomes making an adjustment. They had some guys in motion. Mahomes will throw quick wide open as Travis Kelce, and Kelce inside the 10, the 8-yard line. Mahomes will throw, and he's throwing for Kelce in double coverage. Overshoots him a little bit. It's going to be second down as Mahomes now checks it to Pacheco, who gets himself to the 7-yard line. 3rd and goal. Can we force a field goal try? Mahomes will throw to Pacheco, and he will get brought down. Nice job, bend but don't break. And we force a field goal try. It is good from the Chiefs, but a 10-7, I think holding the Chiefs to a field goal is a win, as we now have to respond. And Deshaun to the air, second down. We'll throw a little tight end screen to Mayer. Gets a nice block on the edge, but swarming to the football is the Chiefs defense. 3rd and 6 now, as Deshaun will throw outside and just too far out of the reach of Shanny. It's unfortunate, but the Chiefs get the football back, and they immediately go to Kadarius Toney, who's got himself a first down. And Mahomes is not making a whole lot of mistakes, if any, as they go play action. Mahomes throwing, and there's Rashee Rice with the catch. And Rice, who's developed into, the nice young receiver that the Chiefs wanted, as he's amazing catch after run. And speaking of catch after run, you have to talk about Travis Kelce, because it's not going to be many passes that go by in Mahomes' game where Kelce doesn't touch the football. And then there's a catch underneath and breaking a tackle for a first down, as now Mahomes play action will throw just so quick, so decisive, and Kadarius Toney is wide open to the 4-yard line. And Mahomes outside, checking it down to Pacheco again. He's like to check it down to Pacheco with these goal-to-go situations. Now they hand it to him, and that's a wide open lane. Touchdown Chiefs. Pacheco puts the Chiefs up 17-7, and Raiders got to get something going on offense, as you cannot fall too far behind against this Chiefs team, especially with one of the league's worst defenses, as Shanny stopped on the screen, did not get effective blocking. It's going to be 3rd and 13, and you do not want to be in this situation either. The crowd was a little loud. Deshaun couldn't get the play out, and it's going to be a delay of game. The crowd noise playing a factor. Chiefs trying to fight for that 1 seed. They want to see this playoffs run through Arrowhead, as Deshaun on the run has a wide open man, Michael Mayer, and that's a great job extending the play from Deshaun and getting it to Mayer, who is wide open. Now pop pass on first down. They go with Sharu, and they couldn't get Josh Jacobs out in front to get the block, as it'll only be a gain of 2. As Deshaun will throw, and it's intercepted. It's going to be Chiefs football. Stepping right in front of it, he threw it right at Hardy, the linebacker, rookie linebacker for the Chiefs, as it's going to be Chiefs football in great field position. Bush came on a blitz, got picked up, and there's a great play from Marcus Peters, the former Chief, to break up that pass. But they go to Travis Kelce, and there goes Travis Kelce, somehow slipping through a couple of defenders, getting up first down, and Mahomes tries to go back to him. Incomplete. 2nd down, but Mahomes evades a sack, throws it, and it's caught. Touchdown Chiefs. It's Jamal Agnew, and it's gonna be 24-7. And something's got to go the Raiders' way, as we have Sharu on a little bubble screen. It's going to be a nice first down way to start the drive, but we desperately need points now. The Chiefs have not been stopped on a single drive, as with only 5 to go in the second quarter, we cannot allow ourselves to go down even more than we already have. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Triple option, flip it out. Josh Jacobs got a lot of room, and Jacobs inside the 30 gets brought down on first contact. Will we take it? As at the 28-yard line. Deshaun with a man in motion has a keeper, and Deshaun tries to get to the edge, and there is L'Jarius Sneed just bringing him down as 2nd down and 10. A little bit of a struggle of a throw, as Sharu has to go down and get it. It's going to be 3rd and 7, and Deshaun will throw, and it's just straight up dropped by Jacoby Myers. Instead, Daniel Carlson comes out into the field and misses the field goal in the windy, snowy conditions. It was a hard kick to make in these conditions, but you gotta hit that, as we needed something to go our way. It's going to be Travis Kelce with the ball broken up, 2 guys in the area, as we are going to have to start double teaming Kelce at times. As with the blitz send, we send the blitz, and Kelce one-on-one coverage, and he beats it for a 67-yard touchdown. We just talked about double teaming Kelce. We finally left him in single coverage, and he beats us for a touchdown. 31-7 at the 2-minute warning. Deshaun, can he do something? Trying to make a play, throws, and it's almost picked. Deshaun is a little rattled right now, as he's just trying to force things, and when he forces passes, he gets intercepted, and that's gonna be Chiefs football, and it's gonna be another scoring opportunity as Rashee Rice into the red zone. A minute to go. Mahomes to throw. Caught. That's Kadarius Toney for the touchdown. And it's just 38-7. And we're not even at halftime yet. It's been a disastrous game for this defense as Jacoby Myers with the catch. 30 seconds to play. Can we get something to go into the half positive about? Deshaun throws it away. He's got 20 plus seconds to go. To the air. He's throwing outside, and that's broken up, and Myers has been struggling to hang on to a lot of passes this game. Deshaun will miss this one now. It's 4th down. We're staying on the field as Deshaun will throw. And he's just going to launch one, overthrown, intercepted, and we will go into the half down 38-7. And this has just been an awful start as the Chiefs already have 350 yards passing as we have not been able to cover Travis Kelce in the slightest. And it's hard to cover Travis Kelce, but this has been a struggle all year for us when it comes to covering tight ends. And when you're facing maybe the greatest tight end of all time, it's not going to be that good. But Deshaun has, the more he's gone down, the more he's tried to force things, and it's just spiraling out of control. I don't know if a 31-point comeback against the Chiefs is exactly possible. We'll see what we can do in the second half. Well, it's only up from here, right? 38-7. Let's cut into this deficit as the second half is underway. Kalen Shanny takes it from about a yard deep in the end zone, and Shanny works right, then goes back left, and Kalen Shanny running right up the middle, and Shanny is going to go all the way. His 4th kick return touchdown of the season, and Kalen Shanny gives the Raiders a little something to be excited about as it's 38-14. And maybe if we can get some stops, we might have a smidgen of a chance. I don't know. But the defense has to do something as Mahomes so much time in the pocket and he throws a completed pass to Rashee Rice as it's going to be a handoff now. And there's Max Crosby making an appearance in this game as he stops Pacheco for a 2-yard loss. Mahomes to throw, and Pacheco's wide open out of the backfield. Caught, broken tackle, and he will get 11, 3rd and 1. And it's going to be play action. Mahomes throws, and it's caught. Rice 1st down again. We can score all the points we want. If we can't stop the Chiefs a single time, it's just not going to matter as there's Rashee Rice once more. 1st down. Handoff Pacheco to the 1-yard line. And goal line package is out. Toss it out. And there's a big play. That's this Max Crosby making the stop in the backfield. He's been good on those tosses this year. But now 3rd down. Holding him for a field goal wouldn't be the worst. Mahomes throws. Caught. And it's going to be a stop at the 1. This is our chance to get the ball back with no points allowed. Mahomes throws. And it's going to be caught. Touchdown. Travis Kelce, his 3rd of the game, 45-14, and on the next play, it's picked off. And there's going to be a lot of disgruntled Raiders fans watching this team play as Kadarius Toney's running for the team, and down by 31 points with only 2 to go in the 3rd. Looking like this game is over. Toney touchdown, and the Chiefs have dropped over 50 points. As now, with this game decisively being over, we're going to cut to the highlights as we jump ahead to a Kalen Shanny play. Nice one there as we have Josh Jacobs now on a 3rd and 1. Jacobs running his way inside the 10 into the 8-yard line. And maybe we can put up a touchdown, our first one since our first possession of the game on offense. And there's Jacoby Myers for the touchdown. A little too late for that, but we will take it. As we can also see Colton Miller, Torres Labrum, and despite there only being 1 game left in the season, it's unfortunate that he's going to miss the rest of the year as we have Mahomes handing it off to Pacheco. And there's our first 3 and out of the game. First time forcing them to punt. Took 3 carries to do it, but finally got a stop as Deshaun read option will run ahead. Get some nice blocking from Mayer. And there goes Thomas Deshaun. And Thomas Deshaun with 1 man to beat. He got it for the touchdown. and a 66-yard touchdown run from Thomas DeShong. We want to be more excited about it, but when you're down 52-28, I mean, you can dance all you want, but it ain't going to mean a whole lot. As onside kick, maybe some sort of miracle can be pulled, but nope. Recovered by Noah Gray. And as we continue to jump ahead, we have Pacheco on the carry, and Pacheco gets some good blocking, and Pacheco would one man to beat, taken down at the 4-yard line. Mahomes hands it, and there's Isaiah Pacheco with another touchdown. 59-28 with under 4 to go now. DeShong will throw, and he's just heaving a awful pass, and it's tipped and intercepted. It's going to be yet another interception from DeShong as the Raiders will take a loss. It's about as bad as it gets in a situation where you need a victory to potentially lock up a playoff spot. You come out completely flat against the Chiefs, and I know we were on the road in this loud environment with a team fighting for the 1 seed in the snow, but you got to play better than that. And I know our deficiencies are covering tight ends, and we were facing maybe the greatest tight end ever, but it's just no excuse for playing that poorly in the first half. And Thomas DeShong, I mean, it looks bad. He threw 5 interceptions, and Patrick Mahomes threw 6 touchdowns. I mean, but I can sense that DeShong, once it got down 31-7, 38-7, beyond that, he was just kind of chucking balls and just hoping something could happen. He didn't really care about his stats this game. He just wanted to make a miracle happen to see if he could push this team into the playoffs. That was not going to happen, though, as we fall to 8-8. But the season is not over yet, and we take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, we got demolished by the 2-seed Chiefs. Now let's play the 1-seed Bengals, and we are in a win-and-in situation. Even at 8-8, we win. We're in the playoffs to take on the Chiefs or the Bengals all over again. So, I mean, it can't get much worse than it did in the Chiefs game, but we will see if we can go ahead and pick up a victory. As before we get out of here, we do have the college football update to close the college football season. This is your college football update, and the regular season in college football has come to an end, and you know we have a big rivalry weekend to talk about here today as we get to week 13 first, with Florida pulling off a pretty big upset over Georgia, as Georgia's hopes and dreams of a college football playoff have been dashed, and South Carolina as well, crushing Clemson's dreams, as in week 13, 2 top 10 teams go down. Clemson goes down to South Carolina, Georgia goes down to Florida, and then the all-important week 14, we had LSU taking a loss to Kentucky, as they weren't really in the college football playoff hunt, but with a couple of losses from Georgia, Clemson, and maybe some other help, they had a very slight chance. Not going to happen now. And in the 2 massive games, we had Michigan going down to Ohio State. Ohio State jumps up to number 8. Michigan goes down to number 12. And in the game of the week, the game of the season, number 1 USC, number 2 UCLA. And it was exactly what you'd expect, and it was a wide receiver duel for the ages as Raleigh Cordula and Angelo Hayden went at it. But the firepower of the USC offense was just too much, but it was a shootout. 48-42 is the final, as Lance Bowen led his team to a game-winning touchdown drive late in the 4th quarter, as of course he hit Raleigh Cordula for the victory. And this is what the polls look like now. UCLA obviously wasn't going to go down much. Either team that lost the game wasn't going to go down very far, as UCLA drops to 3, still very much in the college football playoff hunt. And we have conference championship weekend coming up, as in the next episode I will cover the results and the bowl matchups that are scheduled, as this upcoming week we have our big conference championship games. We have the SEC title game, Georgia, Alabama, obviously a classic game that seems to happen every year. We have Big Ten title game, Penn State versus Minnesota, the shocking team that climbs all the way up to number 11 throughout the season, and we'll get another shot at Penn State. We have Big 12 title game, TCU versus Texas. Likely the winner of that game is going to be heading to the college football playoffs, so about as big of a game as it gets there in terms of, pure impact. I mean, a college football playoff spot on the line is about as big a stakes as you could be playing for. ACC title game, we have Clemson versus Miami. Not really a game that's going to determine playoff spot, but a BCS bowl game is very much on the line. Both teams could, I guess, make a BCS bowl game, but I think if Miami doesn't pull this one off, they might be out of the running. We'll see. But then, of course, we have another big-time matchup as the Pac-12 title game. It's going to be a rematch. Back-to-back weeks, we see USC, UCLA, and that's going to be pretty crazy. I mean, they played last week of the season. Now they're playing in the Pac-12 title game. And we'll see if in the rematch, can UCLA take down USC, or will USC sweep them? And you have to think, if UCLA gets swept 2-0 by USC, is that enough to knock them out of the playoffs? I mean, they'd probably go down to 4, and then you'd be looking at round 3 between these teams. But then you have to look at, is it even a point? I mean, USC will have determined they are the better team. Like, you don't need to play them a third time, but UCLA wins. I mean, who's the number 1 team at that point? What if TCU wins? Does TCU become the number 1 team? What if Texas wins? What if Texas and UCLA win? Who's the number 1 team in the country? I mean, there's a lot of potential seedings going on here, but I mean, the playoffs is really coming down to USC, TCU, UCLA, Penn State, Texas, and I mean, Alabama has an outside chance if a lot of things go their way. But we will see who makes the playoffs. We will have results, obviously, and bowl games, and the Heisman winner. So I will see you next week for the final college football update of the season. So we come back to the present time, where we focus back on the Raiders. The mission is really simple: win and in. We just got to beat the Bengals. Bengals, unfortunately, though, will not be resting their starters, as they still have to win the game to lock up a playoff spot. But working in our favor and against our favor are a couple of things. Against us, we will not have Colton Miller, which is a big blow. Working in our favor, though, as we switch over to the Cincinnati Bengals, they will be without Jamar Chase. So we have a chance, maybe. They're resting up Jamar Chase, don't want to get him re-injured potentially for the playoffs. But like I said, it's simple: win and in for the Raiders. As I will see you all in the next episode. Massive game, Bengals, Raiders, playoff spot on the line. I will see you all in the next one.